Controversy in the home gym community. Did Mario over at Force 6 Fitness steal Darko Lifting's design? The No Fake channel? Checking in. Jonathan here to discuss the controversy that still lingers between Force 6 Fitness and Darko Lifting. Did Mario over at Force 6 Fitness steal the barbell holder idea from Darko Lifting? I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts. But before we call anyone out for thievery, we need to take a long, hard look at Force 6 Fitness as a company, as well as the home gym equipment that they're selling.
3, 2, 1, contact.
Let's roll the train back up the tracks just a little bit. Last Black Friday, Force 6 Fitness, like everybody else, threw a crazy sale, 25% off. I had been eyeing a few of their attachments and I decided to pull the trigger. Now, I've been using them for 3 months now, so it's probably a good time for me to give you my honest thoughts on them, as well as look at some of the other designs that Mario has been cooking up, or stealing, as the case may be.
I want the truth!
When it comes to premium home gym equipment attachments, they are 100% a want and certainly not a need. The Amazon junk knockoff attachments that you can probably get for $10 or $15 each will absolutely get you the same exact gains in your home gym as the premium equipment. But it is nice to use premium pieces of home gym equipment. Case in point, this Force 6 Fitness Arm Blaster. Now, an arm blaster is not a new design. No one reinvented the wheel. Unfortunately, it's been around for decades and every company under the sun has their copycat version of the arm blaster. Why? Because it's cheap and because it works. Now, my longtime subscribers know I've been using an arm blaster since I started this home gym. I love it. And the one I had, I think, cost $20 on Amazon. Basically, like everything else that's sold out there, very cheap, very flimsy, absolutely worked, but didn't necessarily feel very comfortable. So I wanted to try something a little bit different. Frankly, this probably should have cost more. It only cost $40, and ultimately, I liked it a lot better than the previous knockoff one that cost $20. Reason being is that it basically cups my arms a lot easier, locks them in, and it's a lot more comfortable around my chest. And I found that the pad on the back of my neck, which is something you don't think about, it was absolutely a lot softer and basically distributed the force across a larger section of my neck than the previous junk version. Now, is this Force 6 Fitness arm blaster gonna add 2 inches to your arms? Nope. But if you are going to be using an arm blaster and you want one that's comfortable, why not pay the extra $10 or $15 to get the Force 6 Fitness version? Flat push-down bar coming in at $90. Yeah, this thing is not cheap. It's meant for wide grip tricep pushdowns as well as pullovers. And when I got it in, I thought I was going to like it, but it's one of those things I've really appreciated and tend to go to a lot more often than I ever expected. You put your hand on the outside and it literally like eliminates your wrist from the equation. So if you've got wrist issues, that's a bonus. It also allows you to push down with a lot more force, and I really felt it a lot more in my triceps compared to the Amazon version that I had been using previously. But make no mistake, $90 is not cheap. But sometimes if you want nice things, you've got to just
pay that man his money.
Speaking of money, Mario also sells these mag pins for $55. And you can save a boatload of money if you use my code NOFATE247, but that's up to you. Now, mag pins, they're not an original design, and frankly, I don't know who came up with the original mag pin concept, but every company has their own versions, and Mario has added a little bit of flair, which is what he usually does with his designs, make them his own. He put his logo on the outside, but it's not a sticker, it's not paint, it's actually like etched in. He also used extremely strong magnets, which is nice. Some companies do, some companies don't, but in order to pull this off of your power rack, he had this little indent, so it gives you a place to grab and pull it off. So really nice premium product, and $55 for one isn't cheap, but it does deliver. Force 6 Fitness's ISO grip coming in at $95. Beautiful spin, pristine knurling, and nice aesthetics. Now, I know Force 6 Fitness isn't the first one to come out with an ISO grip, and I know he's not gonna be the last one. I will say I bought this predominantly for tricep pushdowns, but I did find that one arm lateral raises with this thing felt really nice as well. Also, you can do some forearm training with this if that's your bag. My only small minor complaint is the fact that I've got to choke up because I've got small hands, and when I want that beautiful contraction at the bottom of a tricep pushdown, I need to make sure that my hand is closer to the top. I know there are other iterations of this out there by other companies that have a shorter handle here, and that all depends on how your hand size is. I think you're gonna find this one to be just fine as long as you don't have ultra small baby hands like me. Let's talk about the controversy surrounding Force 6 Fitness, and then we will glimpse their website for some of their other home gym equipment offerings. Well, Darko Lifting designed, created, and released a barbell holder for your power rack. It was an original design. I wasn't aware of anything prior to that. Boom, it took off. And no sooner did it take off than Force 6 Fitness came out with their version, which instead of holding one barbell, holds like two, and it is eerily similar.
No!
To say that Mario got a lot of flack is an understatement. For some reason, every once in a while, the home gym community loves to band together to dogpile on another company and just claim that they're stealing ideas and ripping someone off. Well, Mario did go on Jake's Garage Gym Radio podcast to try to give his side of the story.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go?
Here are the cliff notes. Now, Mario did make some valid points about how and why his equipment is different from a lot of the other designs that are out there, specifically Darko Lifting, but I do think he lied when he said he got zero inspiration from Darko Lifting's barbell holder. And truth be told, if you see someone with success in any market, whether it's YouTube, home gym equipment, car manufacturing, you're gonna find people that are going to harp on that, grab it, take it, put their own spin on it, and re-release it because they already know it's successful. Case in point, for the longest time, people thought that the 4-minute mile was unattainable, that it wasn't humanly possible. Someone went ahead and broke the 4-minute mile, and then subsequently 12 or 15 people broke it within the next month. Most of the stuff that we are seeing in the home gym community, on YouTube, even in the movie theater, has gotten its inspiration from previously successful releases. Keep in mind, Harry Potter, yeah, that's just a Star Wars knockoff. Comment below, did Mario steal Darko Lifting's design and others, or is he making enough changes to pre-existing equipment to call them his own? Here we go. This is an extender weight pin, also known as a gym pin. Now, if you're not familiar, Gym Pin was one of the first companies there in Europe to come out with a way to add weight to a selectorized weight stack. And they actually do have a patent on this over in Europe. I don't believe they have an American patent. And one thing that's interesting is a lot of companies have copied Gym Pin. I don't know if it's really the right thing to do. So just to give you an example of who did it right, Microgains, they're an American-made company. They actually reached out to Gym Pin and asked if they could pay them for their rights to use their product. And so this is 100% made in America, but it's also everything done right in terms of the company Gym Pin. Now you can also go on Amazon and you can actually buy a Gym Pin. They actually sell their stuff on Amazon. And then you can see there's a whole bunch of Asian knockoffs that do something similar. And the extra long Gym Pin, which makes sense if you're gonna wanna be adding a lot of weight to your selectorized stack, you're probably gonna wanna pay a little bit extra money and go with the longer versions. Here's their version of the belt squat. Obviously not an original design in terms of the fact that there are tons of belt squats out there. Now, this is one of the more interesting original designs, at least in my opinion. This is a D handle for your functional trainer. But what's nice about it is the actual cutout. This allows you to kind of do a full cable crossover without having this handle kind of get into your wrist, which would happen on smaller ones. So it's purposely designed in order to get more clearance. And this is one of the ones that I really think as a Mario standout in terms of showing that he's not just ripping people off in terms of their designs, but he's coming out with his own stuff, putting his twist on existing stuff. Here is Force 6 Fitness's landmine row handle and T-bar row attachment. And what's interesting is he calls this the clever built killer, just to kind of combat their Midas, bent over row, multi-grip bar. And this is nice in that it has a swivel here, so you're gonna get a really great range of motion and basically squeeze when you do this. You can also change the width. So you've got all these holes, you can adjust the width. The only reason I don't think this one's better than Clever in terms of actual preference is that it's a little bit overcomplicated. It's very wide, it's boxy, and you've got to like set it up. You've got to like, move these handles out or in. Whereas if you go with Clever Built, you just kind of slap it on your barbell and boop, you grab the handles that you want and you are off. Phone rack cup and cell phone holder, also known as a Massonomics drink spotter. So if you're not familiar, Massonomics, they're big in the home gym space. They've got a podcast, they've got a YouTube channel, all around good guys. They host some powerlifting, weightlifting competitions as well. I know I'm crushing what they actually do, but they've got an awesome following. And one thing that they created was this drink spotter, allowing customers or fans or subscribers to simply buy this to support them. Oftentimes you see a lot of creators asking for donations and use an affiliate link. Well, this was just a way to say, hey, you pay us $60. We're going to send you something that's solid, that serves a purpose, and is just fun to use. Well, what happened? It was a huge success. They've got different versions of it, massive success. Unfortunately, everybody started copying them, and 4-6 Fitness isn't the only one. Now, clearly you can see he added a phone holder, where everyone uses their phone during workouts, makes sense. And you can see this one's got some really nice lines and all that good stuff. But now, did they copy Massonomics? Is it right that he has basically the same idea, same principle, even though Massonomics, from my understanding, was the first one to come out with it? I don't know. It's clearly not the same. It's clearly a different design and a different look. Vertical barbell holder. And again, this isn't something that he came up with out of the blue, that no one's ever invented a vertical barbell holder before. But I think to his credit is he's changing how these things function, how they work. So you can go on Amazon, you can buy a $20 vertical barbell holder that will work. You can get a single, you can get a double, but this is different. This is a different design. It's a different take on the product. It's a bit higher quality as well. And so a lot of times at the end of the day, when I look at these designs, I'm not necessarily mad at Mario because he's not just copying him. He's taking stuff that does work, that people want, but he's making it better. He's adding his own flair, his own design, his own little touches to make it, in his mind, is going to be a better product. And here is his version of the Seal Road chest support for pad for your power rack. And again, this is not a new concept. It's not a novel concept. He did not think of this all on his own. It had existed before he came out. Now his is nice. It's got multiple pivot points. It's extra long. So if you're doing like front facing stuff, you're not going to have your face right up against the power rack. And ultimately, I think the only caveat to this, besides the price point, is going to be how you're storing it when not in use. Let me know in the comments below, is this suspect? Is this just copycat stuff? And now it's time. It is time for my final thoughts. And I absolutely hate copycats. Whenever a person or a company takes another existing product and literally copies it line for line, or even just uses the same exact color combinations, it absolutely stinks. And quite frankly, it's just a D-bag move. But I do think it is fair game to see and get inspiration from other products, other people's designs, other people's ideas in order to craft something of your own. Put your own spin on it, add a better attribute, change it up in some form or fashion. And quite frankly, if Mario from 4-6 Fitness only put out the barbell holder, I would say we need to throw him under the bus twice. But clearly, based on all of his releases, he is changing designs. He is adding his own flair, his own concepts, and putting them out. Now, is he getting inspiration from others? Absolutely. But many of us are getting inspiration from other people. Case in point, Home Gym Con. Jake over at Garage Gym Experiment had the brilliant idea to have a convention only dedicated to home gym equipment. Do you think he just woke up, had an epiphany, light bulb went off, and he decided, I got to do this? Or is it just a little bit more likely that he got some inspiration from the likes of FIBO over in Germany, or even the Arnold, where you have a convention for bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts, and then some home gym companies come over to share their wares and kind of give you an idea of what they're going to be producing in the coming year? I got to imagine that at the back of his mind, he knew about those and realized that, hey, if he put his own twist on it, remove the bodybuilding and the fitness aspect of of it and just brought in entirely home gym equipment related stuff, that it would be a massive success. And clearly he's put in the work over the past 3 years. Are you gonna be at Home Gym Con this year? It doesn't matter. These 2 videos are free and they are almost as helpful to this YouTube channel as you using those affiliate links in the description. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.